Hello again, it's Wendy here. Today I'm working again in my altered book journal, and I've been, like I've said before, I've been kind of flipping around because it's starting to fill up towards the front and I still have lots of pages towards the back. So today I'm working again closer to the back so that I can kind of even it out because I'll be honest with you, I'm figuring it out as I go along. So if you're the kind of person who does that, you are not alone. And I'm going to just put some things away here because I thought I had cleaned it up and it still looks messy. So there we go. Now, I love color studies. As you probably know, I'm a watercolor artist, but today I'm not doing watercolor. I am working with color. And I decided to do these two pages in blues that kind of go with this, but are more turquoise. So I've pulled out some things that I have, some different ephemera and some papers, and I'm going to be using those. So to start with, I thought what I would do is cover this page. Now this has a little, I forget what you call this, a little clip of some kind. It's a stud with the little, what do they call them? Brads. It's a brad. And so I'm going to just cover the whole page, and I wanted to use this because I'm going to make my color study in this kind of turquoise. So I'm covering this whole page with this paper, but of course it's too big. So I'm going to then cut it, but first I'm going to measure it. Now it's almost exactly the same height as the page, so that's great, and I can just kind of match it up there. I could leave more off the edge, but I don't think I need to. So what I'm going to do is just give it a mark here, and I won't go right into the crease in the middle of the book because it never seems to lie down properly if I do that. So I'll just cut it here, and if more needs to be cut off, well, we can do that too. So there's my mark. I love this paper and the color of it. It's just unbelievable. So I'm going to be using that, and I'm kind of undecided whether to glue just around the edge or to glue the whole thing. But I think I'm going to go with this glue, which is just a tacky glue, because I need to buy some new glue stick, and what I have seems to be, I don't know, it's kind of dry or something, and so I'll put something on and I feel like it's covered with glue, and then it pops right off because it's not very sticky. I mean, what's the point of that? So I'm just gonna I'm going to do it like this. So it'll stick down in the middle, but not exactly everywhere. Make sure I get some on there. And I think I'll just spread it around a little bit. Just like that with this little spatula deal. It's almost a palette knife, but plastic. And now the trick is to get it in place so it doesn't slide all over. Make sure that it fits the ends here and the sides. So I think we can pull that a little bit this way. That looks pretty close. So it's always a good idea to just really press it down with whatever you've got. I've got this little plastic bone folder, which does a lot, because underneath there's a lot of lumpy stuff, like what's on this page, which has this little thing on there. So it's important to make sure it's nice and well pressed down. And on this page I want to do something different, but I still want it to coordinate with those colors. So I found this online somewhere, and I'm going to make it into a pocket. And it's already kind of distressed around the outside, but I think I'm going to add to it a little bit and put this glue again upside down because it's quite a sticky glue. And I'm using this Distress Oxide in Vintage Photo, which is appropriate. And just to give it a little bit more contrast and pizzazz, I guess you could say. I'm trying to get the hang of doing this a lot faster, but when the paper is really thin, and I printed this on just 20-pound paper, and it's a bigger piece like this, it doesn't hold up very well. But I have printed on 28-pound paper, which I love, but it adds to the bulk of the journal so much that sometimes I just don't want it that thick. So this is a beautiful piece. It's from, not sure what year it's from. It doesn't actually say that. Well, I never read the whole thing. Oh, here we go, 1913. Just the year just before the Second World War. Or the First World War. What a time that was. Now, I want to just find the center here, because I'm going to cut this little divot in here now. That's just a small one, and I'm quite happy with that. And then I'll do this distressing at the same time. So this page is obviously bare on top, but I'm going to make this into a pocket so that I can put something else in it. So I want to just glue around the edges, and because I made the little, I don't know what you call that, the little half circle thing first, that means I don't glue the wrong side, which has happened, I have to admit. It's like you're talking away and suddenly it's like, oh, this doesn't work out. But this time it did. So just press this down nicely. There. So there's a good start to our 2 pages. This little spread. Now, I want to put, I have some vellum here, and I thought I would put a vellum pocket because it's, this picture is so pretty underneath, I want it to show. So I need to cut this, and I think I'm going to try tearing it with this ruler. I think this side was cut with decal edge. Wait a minute. Let me measure this first. Make sure I've got it even here. I have these decal edge scissors. I think this is probably going to be deep enough. Oh, that tears really nicely. So on this side, I'll do the same thing, but I'm going to hold it. Make sure these lines on here are very handy because I can make sure I get things straight then. Oh, you know what? I think I better measure how much I need to take off here. About there. That makes it easier. So it has just started to rain. I just stepped outside for a moment because I was getting hot with lights and whatnot, and it just started to rain, the first drops. And now I can hear the rain on the roof. We've had kind of a cloudy day all day. Now, should I put that? Yes, I think I'm going to just put that flush against the bottom. And then I won't have to try to, oh, this feels really wet. If I put it like this, No, I want it up, and I want it to be have that decal edge as well. Sometimes you don't know exactly what you want until you try something and it's like, okay, that's not working. Let's get it straight here. There. That will be nice. Now then, as far as sticking it down, I think I'm going to use the glue stick, even though I'm not convinced that it's doing me any favors. Oh, that's a new one. Maybe this will work better for me, and I'll just put it along 3 sides here like this, just using the edge of the stick, and hope it sticks. And if it doesn't, well, we'll use a different method. But I know that the clear glue sometimes makes things buckle and it shows and whatnot, so I want this to be quite invisible, so that works. As long as it stays stuck, because sometimes they just lift right off. It's like I changed my mind, decided not to be a glue, like right here. Doesn't look very stuck right there either, but I'm going to leave it and see what happens with that. Now I want something to go in it, so I found this, and I really like that, but I want it to be something that you can write on. So I think I'm going to use this instead, and just measure it and cut it, and then tie it together at the top. Or do I want to do that? No, you know what? I think I'm going to back it with this, and then I'm going to attach that for a journal card so that it can be written on. This is such flimsy paper. That's the reason I want to do this. So I just need to cut there. And then I'll cut the corners off separately. So spring is in full swing here, but it's still kind of cold a lot of the mornings. We've had rain, and we've had 10 degrees Celsius some days, and it's, believe me, that is not a warm temperature. It's kind of a wintry temperature. I'm going to ink or glue the back of this one all over, because I don't want it sliding around or anything. I want it to be really solidly on here. And then the blue piece will be separate, and it will be for writing on or sketching on or whatever it is you want to do on it. Let's see how well this works. Line that up there. Perfect. Okay. Okay. If we're okay, if it sticks, I'm gonna have to find different glue sticks. I can tell. It just needs lots of it, which is a bit funny for a glue stick, because part of the reason to use one is that you don't want to use lots of glue. However, just get rid of those little bits, some of these. Okay, there's that piece. Now I'm going to measure and cut another one. Now I just want to cut the corners here. This still has a little bit of white showing. Now that it's actually sticking down, I can see it. And I want to also distress it. So I'm going to do that first. Now it has curled a little bit, which things always do, and the easy way to fix that is just rub it the other way. Once things are kind of dry, it definitely goes away, especially if you force it to. But I want to cover up any little shadow of white that might show along here from the backing paper, and then I will cut out the hole. But let's do the back as well. So we had an interesting weekend. I've been sewing. I haven't done a lot of sewing for actually far too long, and I've always loved to sew. Make clothes. I made clothes for my daughters a lot, and for me. And then I just got really busy. We had family things to take care of, and work got really heavy. And because I was doing some other things in my business before. I used to have a store, and it was just, sometimes it's just too much. It's something has to give. So I'll match those up. Cut their corners. I'm going to take this and cut 2 circles. And take them out of here. There. I need the circles, not the holes. So this is going to go here. And the other one's going to go on the back, and then I'll punch the hole. That way it's going to be even. Now, and I'll do the other one same. Make it good and gluey so that it stays where it's supposed to. Make sure they line up. I think we're pretty good. This one is maybe a little bit too high. There we go. Okay, I'll leave that to dry a little bit, and I'm going to distress this. If I can ever pick it up. So how is everyone today? I'm actually a little bit tired. I hope I don't sound tired. Sometimes I don't sleep very well, and then I get up in the morning and it's like, oh, I'm just, kind of running on empty. Wanting a nap but not having time for one, and that's kind of describes how today has been. But I'm feeling better now. Actually, this morning was a bit draggy, but I actually got a lot done in spite of it. Do the sit down jobs when you're tired, I say. So I had a wish come true this weekend. Ever since I lived in France, I love things that have sort of a French look. And I love the chandeliers that are the white painted ones, metal ones. And this, I just recently got one. My husband had a bonus from his job and used it to do get some stuff for our home. And he got me the chandelier I wanted, which I'm just at, and he put it up yesterday. So I'm just thrilled with that. This is a little bit hard to get in here because of all the layers. Make sure that lines up well. Go good there. Try and get it in the middle this time. That looks about right. I think that'll be just fine. It's not 100% on, but you know what? I'm okay with it. And I'm going to go around it with a brown pencil just to give it a little bit more character. Okay, and for that I want to use, I have some of this hemp twine, so I'm going to just make a little loop, tie them both together, and they'll pop into this vellum and pocket I put. It's not an envelope, it's a pocket. So let's pull that down, pull that up, There, I think that works really well. And so I'm going to put it in here. The glue has stuck, which I'm thrilled about. I think I'll cut these down. I don't really need them to be that high up, so we'll do that. Now I also want to do a little decorating on this. And I've got my butterflies here. Let's see. Just move this over. I have some really nice vibrant blue butterflies in here. And I think they would look really nice on here. In fact, just like that. That's about all it needs. But before I glue them on, I'm going to just look in my ephemera binder here and see if there's anything else that would look nice on this page. This is blue, but it's kind of a deeper blue. I don't think it'll work so well. These are nice, but they're large. These are nice too, but I think they're too white. And I'm kind of doubtful about finding anything that's really turquoise on here. No, they're too... There is one blue and a hydrangea there, but it's too kind of a pastel blue. So, aha! Here's something I can use. Looks like there's a couple things in here. This one, which goes perfectly. Got to take my shoes off. My feet are hot. I can see something in here with a purple on it, or a turquoise. I'm not so sure about that one. That's similar, but not exactly the same. And what else have I got? Looks like it. So, good find there. And I think this might be too pink, but I like this up here. Okay, so let's do the butterflies. I do like them here. But first, I do have another idea I wanted to do, and that is to put a little bit of this vintage writing stamp on here. And I think I'll use brown. I have some brown here. I don't want it to be obviously anything, really. And I want it to be pretty subtle. So let's try that. It works. It moved a little bit, but I think I need to let that dry before I do anything else there. But I like it because the paper is sort of wobbly. You get that. Come on, let's put a little bit up here as well. I like that. I think I'll do some more. Let's see. The idea is just to keep it really subtle. Yeah, that works. And it looks nice. I may put some more on here, but I'm not going to think about that just yet. What I'm going to do is do the edges of this. Even though it's tiny, I think it will still enhance it. Just watching the time on my camera here because I don't want it to stop on me in the middle of a word. I'm going to leave the tails of this a little bit loose. There, I've got ink all over everything. Now I might be able to use this as well on this side because we do have space up here. Not really sure. Maybe I'll put butterflies up here. Yeah, I think maybe I'll put butterflies there. But I'm going to put these ones over here because I think they're pretty dazzling, really. Make sure I got lots on the wings. Okay, there's one. I have to go get some small glue sticks because these big ones, I don't know, they don't. It's hard to get into the little tiny spaces sometimes. There, just tuck that down there. So there's one page done. And on this one, this is my pocket. So I found this to go in it. And I'm going to distress it before I forget, because it's very, very white, which is a little bit not what I want. But you know what? I think I might just put a little bit on here too, just to sort of age it a little bit. Like it's been stained or water damaged or whatever. I think that works. There, that looks nice. I'm going to keep this one. I think I'm going to use it. So now this needs something on the back, and again, because the paper's quite flimsy, so I've kind of been a little undecided about what to put there. I have this piece, and I think the blues kind of work, especially if I do it here. But then there's no place to write. So this is just tea-dyed paper, and I think this will work. I think I like this. I'm going to glue it down and then cut around it. Okay. I'm using this and hoping for the best. And after I'm finished filming this, I think I'm going to go and buy a new glue stick, or 2 or 5 or whatever. Okay, one of these doesn't have a perfectly square corner, so that's okay. We'll just trim it up. I'm still open to suggestions for glue that works better than this. Okay, now I'll just do this. I don't know why I didn't think of this first. Sometimes you don't think of the easy way first. You have to have a little bit of experience with the hard way before you go, wait a minute, there has to be an easier way than this. And this is the easiest way. So I'm glad I didn't trace it and then try and make it fit, because this way it already does fit. Now I'm going to also distress the back of it. And then you can write on this part. You can use it to journal or keep secrets or whatever. I'm just doing this to make the edges work together so that it looks like it was meant to be. This one actually has, because it was done in the oven, it's a little bit singed along one edge, so it looks like it's a little bit distressed anyway. In fact, it probably was as it was cooking. So this part goes right in there. And and peeks out just a little bit. And now I just want to add a few things here. I think that will work there. I think this won't work anywhere because it's too pink. This is a music. I don't like that. Don't like that. Okay, I need to find a suitable butterfly. These ones are really gorgeous. I love this one. Almost hate to cut it out, so I'm going to look in my butterfly drawer first. See if I have something else that works already. I bought these cute ones that recently they're like two-dimensional. That one kind of works, but it's not very vintagey looking. Wait a minute, what have we got under here? A whole lot of these little bright blue ones that I found and cut out. Do I want another of the same? No, I don't. I want something different. I've got feathers galore. Wait, here's something. There we go. That's what I want. I've been cutting out a lot of ephemera lately because I'm planning to do a different project, which I'm really excited about, and I found some old books and magazines and stuff to cut out of, so every evening when we're watching TV or something, I'll just cut things out. Now I'm going to go around the edges with this as well, just so it kind of blends. Some of the edges are quite dark and don't need anything, but I don't want it to be too stark a contrast. So this empty space here I think is perfect for that. And then this little tab up here, I feel like I want something along there. I think I want some writing. So I'm just, whoops, that's not the one I want. I'm going to do the brown here. Take that off. I'm going to put something over this so I don't accidentally get printing on it, because I don't want it on there. And then I'm just going to do this. Perfect. I love it. I love it. You know, there's one more thing I wanted to do. Let's move that and let's do this. I'll do this little tab too, because I think it'll enhance the upper edge here really nicely. What time it is? It is. I can't really see the clock from here. Just about 5 o'clock. Wow, this day went fast. Okay, where's my sheet? Again, I'm leaving the little tab ends loose, a little bit loose. Just put that there like that. I put that away too soon. You know what? I'm using different glue for this butterfly because it's stiff. Because it's like cardstock. I don't think the glue stick is going to hold it. I have very little trust in that glue stick right now. However, this will work. So we'll put that right there, which is beautiful. And one more thing here, I want to cover up hair oil. So I have this little thing of stickers. And I thought I would just use one of these, put right over top of this. Make sure I've got it on there evenly. Makes it maybe a little bit lumpy for the writing side, but I think it's an improvement because hair oil is not very glamorous stuff. So there we have that. Now, here are our pages. I love them. Just love doing this. So here's our journal card. You can write on this, of course, and then there's the extra piece there, front and back, to write on. Oh, it needs a butterfly on the back, doesn't it? Yes, it does. And I have the very one. The very thing, just so it's not too bare, you know, so it kind of fits in with the rest of the theme, which has lots of butterflies going on. It's kind of a funny shaped butterfly, but I guess they look like that sometimes. And then that pops in there. It's got the writing here, and we've got our journal card here with the tea-dyed paper on the back, and it's just hidden away in there. And this guy's trying to come up, and I'm not going to let it. So there's our project for today. I found it really enjoyable. I hope you did too. And please take a moment and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time.